All right, let's talk about Taysom Hill and his very bizarre game here for the New Orleans Saints. He was a massive factor in this game, and let's talk about what he did, right? There were also a couple of very bad plays in here. We'll talk about those as well. Let's just get into it, starting off with the play you see on the screen. Really, one of the key ways that it gives the Saints such an advantage. Also, real quick, before we get too far into this, I will mention I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies, like talking about movies, you can check that out. The link is in the description below. It is called Jackson Kruger Movies. I do like some, movie reviews and then some other fun movie-related topics that I like to get into. So, yeah, if that seems like your kind of thing, check it out. But anyway, let's get back to the film study. The concept you see on the screen is a really deadly concept, right? You run a play action that helps get linebackers out of position because they have to be aware of a potential run. And then when it's actually just going to be a passing play, this over the middle route usually is going to get into a gap in coverage. But not always. Teams can defend this. Teams can get back in time to cover up this route. So this little wrinkle is going to make it that much more deadly. Watch how when Carr fakes the handoff, he then flips it back to Taysom Hill. Now the Browns are convinced it is a running play, but it is not. It is still a passing play. Hill throws down the field, and look at how open this route is. I just straight up do not think that this route is this open if it was just a regular play action. I think giving the ball to Hill is what allowed this to really work. As you see, Hill's able to make an accurate throw, and they're able to pick up a big gain. This is just one of the real benefits of Taysom Hill, is it's not just what he's doing, but also the fact that he is a skill player. You put the ball in his hands, teams have to defend a skill player, but also he can make these types of throws. Like this play is another example of kind of just the way that just him being Taysom Hill helps in many ways, where you're going to see Alvin Kamara, who has to get a shout out on both of these plays. He was the guy who they faked the handoff to earlier. They're going to also fake a handoff to him as well. And then Hill is going to keep it and run towards the top of the screen. You see the Browns player who I have circled. Watch as when Hill runs this play action right here, that Browns edge rusher completely fooled on this play. He's going to make a tackle on Alvin Kamara, which if number 7 is the one with the ball, you got to be aware he could potentially keep it himself. Cleveland does have a player right there who could rush over and try and make a play, so this play is certainly not dead. However, this is where Hill was able to show his athleticism. He's able to rush forward and get into the end zone for a touchdown. Not a lot of quarterbacks can do that, but Taysom Hill is not just a quarterback. We all know that. So, yeah, some really good stuff. There were multiple turnovers Taysom Hill had in this game as well. That has to be mentioned. First, this is going to be a passing play, and a pretty traditional passing play. Again, with Hill there, I think they're almost hoping that this can almost serve as a play action without it actually even really having to be a play action just because it's Hill. This deep shot usually is just more of a setup route. Usually a more over-the-middle route is what you hope can get open. The receiver that's going to start off on the right is usually the route that you look towards. Here, Hill takes the snap. I think they maybe thought they saw something. The way this play was hopefully going to work was I think you get him past the safety in the corner if you are throwing this deep, but clearly this is not working. I don't really know why Hill decided to make this throw. Because of that, it ends up intercepted. So, okay, that's not ideal. Hey, listen, we can sit here and say he's a gadget player. It's fun. He still is a quarterback, and when you're throwing the ball, you can't just throw it up to the other team like that. You have to be a little smarter than that. Also over here, the Saints currently up 14-6. It's a 3rd down and 3 situation, and it's going to be a passing play, and Hill is not the one who's going to be the quarterback here. He is out wide as a wide receiver, going to be running a slant route. When this play begins, he runs this route well, gives Carr a window to make this throw. It's going to be a bit tough, right? You know he's going to have to make the catch and take a hit, but hey, he's Taysom Hill. He can take a hit, right? Well, here he does make the catch, but he can't fully protect the football because he's dealing with the contact. Because of it, he ultimately fumbles it after making the catch. Definitely not how they wanted that to go. So that's a tough play because he holds on to that ball. He had the first down. That's probably a 7-point mistake right there, fumbling the football. So again, those are 2 turnovers. Can't be doing that. You just can't. But now we can get back to more positives. This play is really fun. It's going to be him as a tight end here. So we've already shown him as a quarterback, as a wide receiver turned quarterback, as just a straight up wide receiver. Let's talk about, I guess, what you would consider to be his natural position, tight end. You see where he is on the field. He's just blocking on his play. It's simple enough. 3rd and 13. The Browns are showing blitz, so you got to have a tight end blocking. That's all you're going to have him do. Well, when this play begins, you're going to see he ultimately decides to run out because this play is kind of broken down. Hey, why not run out and see if you can get open? Give Carr an option to, at the very least, throw the football away. But no, Carr reads this. He gets the ball over to Hill. No one picked him up because he started to play blocking, and they're able to pick up a big gain. That's just good awareness by both him and Carr to read that play, and they convert a 3rd and 13 that really had no business being converted. That's just smart football. So bad play by on the interception, but good play here. This play was a key one as well. It's a 4th down and 1. And so, the way that this works for Cleveland is they see Taysom Hill's in the game. It's 4th and 1. They're going all out to try and stop the run, which makes sense. I mean, you're in a situation where it's a tie game. Getting to stop here would be huge with 13 minutes left in the ball game. However, you see when this play begins, it's blocked by the Saints right here. There is a clear running lane for Hill to get through, and this is the issue with putting everyone at the line, essentially, is there's nobody else if he can get through here. Hill has to be able to power through, but that's exactly what he does. He does speed through, is able to make a couple guys miss, and just like that, gets all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, and that gives them the lead, a lead that they would, hang on to for the rest of the game. They scored another 14 points later on, but this was what allowed it to work. Also, something like this, again, having the quarterback rush with the football, one of the biggest benefits it gives you is, the reason why you do it is you get an extra blocker, right? Because now you can have your halfback run out and block, or the player lined up as a halfback can run out and block. Here it's a fullback, but still, you have him go out and block, and then, you don't have to waste the player just handing the ball off, so you get that extra blocker. Here, when this play begins, you still can't block everybody, though, right? You get 10 blockers. They still have 11 defenders. You see that Cleveland player, he is the one who's trying to get over and make a play on Hill, and it's very similar to the last play where Cleveland is going all out to try and stop the run, which they kind of feel like they have to, in this situation. It's go for broke. But Hill is able to run by him, and at that point, again, you got to give credit to the blocking, being able to block everything, but this is, works out very well. I will have to pause this at some point just for copyright reasons, but yeah, just a really good job by Taysom Hill and by the New Orleans Saints. So, again, it's unfortunate he had those 2 turnovers because this could have been a really good Taysom Hill game and really fun Taysom Hill game, and it still was. This was still a very good job by Taysom Hill to be able to do all this stuff. So, yeah, that's what I think about all this. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Taysom Hill and his performance? Do you think that, I guess we all know your thoughts, right? He was good, right? He's a very fun player. One of the more fun players to break down, I would say, Taysom Hill. It's always interesting to talk about, if nothing else, and it's cool to see that this very unique player is able to do that stuff. So yeah, again, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.